Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Triforce podcast. I bet you thought that we all died. It's been a long time.
I almost died.
I did die, but I came back, just like Jesus did all that time ago.
Right.
And now I would like to formally announce that it is Triforce Day, a day for remembering. It's a day for forgiving and spending time with your loved ones and exchanging gifts. And you can put up a palm tree in the middle of your living room and decorate it with gizzards, I guess, or something. I don't
gizzards?
know. I can't think of what you would decorate a palm tree with, so I just went with gizzards.
What's a gizzard?
It's like a part of a turkey, I think.
Oh.
Can't you just it's like the word for the insides of stuff. It's not a very nice.
No,
I
that's
think
giblets.
It means like, oh.
Giblets or giblets?
A gizzard
Giblets.
is the muscular, thick-walled part of a bird's stomach
Yeah.
for grinding food, typically with grit.
Grinding food?
Yeah.
What, you use it as a grinder?
It's also referred to as the ventriculus.
Oh, I see. The bird uses it as a
the
grinder.
gastric mill and gigerium. It's an organ found in the digestive tract.
Or gigerium.
Gigerium?
I think you'd hang your palm tree with like piñatas or something, you know. That's what you'd hang it
Piñatas
with.
would be pretty fun, yeah, actually.
That's a good idea.
It's our holiday, so we can pick what people should do, like...
Masturbate. From dawn till dusk. It's a bit like Ramadan, where they can't eat. They cannot not masturbate in our religion
Right.
from dawn till dusk, unless they get special dispensation because they...
Your hand must not leave your crotch.
Your genitals, that's correct.
What's the story behind? I might come across as a bit of a dumbass here, but what's the story behind like all the stuff at Christmas, like Christmas trees and like mistletoes and stuff? Like, what's the significance?
What did you
of all
call
of
it?
it?
Mystical toe or
Mystical
Mystical
camel
Probably a
toe.
more appropriate
the
name for
mystical
it.
camel toe.
No, I said mistletoe.
The story behind it is this, all right? Jesus was an arboreal creature who lived high up in an evergreen.
A wood elf,
So to commemorate that,
if you will.
yeah, like a
He
wood
was an
elf.
Ewok.
He was.
Look.
We commemorate his treetop existence by having a tree, and obviously it would be, what's the word? Heretical, I guess, to put a picture of Jesus at the top, because you're not allowed to have nay shall thee have. This is word for word. Nay, and thou shalt have not craven or graven images. I forget which. Atop thine pine.
Hallowed be thy name, Yubnub.
Yubnub. So
So,
instead of
yeah.
amen, that's what you say in Triforce is yubnub.
Happy Yubnub, everybody.
It's may the force be with you. That's
No,
what
they've
you
already
say.
got that in another thing. That's in
Oh.
Star Trek, Lewis, I believe.
My bad.
Jesus.
So, well, I don't know. Like, I always wonder whether these things are either very old, like pre-Christianity, like because Christmas always comes from the Mithras holiday,
yeah.
right? So
I think a lot of this shit comes from like the Victorian era.
a lot of
though, like-
religions steal stuff from the older religions, okay? Like the ones that came before, and they can't help themselves because everyone's already half believing in that anyway. Everyone was like, we already have a celebration on December the 25th, so can Christianity have one? And they're like, okay, we'll have one as well. It just happens to be Jesus' birthday. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like
it's all most of it's all related.
It's all pagan.
It's all related to stars and phases of stars and the moon and stuff like that, though, right? And that's why, like,
Easter
lot
was
of,
Jesus' birthday, wasn't it? Anyway,
a
not
lot
Christmas.
of it revolves around like specific dates.
How do you
like,
mean Easter was his birthday? Well, you mean he came back to life on his birthday?
No, was it? Oh no, you're right. I really put my foot in a
He
pile
was
of shit there,
born.
didn't
He was
I?
born on Christmas, and then he died and was resurrected at Easter.
Yeah.
That's
2
the
months
story.
later. Who knew?
Yeah,
Like,
just a few months later.
Why did they sacrifice a baby like that? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And how did he talk?
He didn't come out as a baby, though. He came out as a fully grown man with long hair and a beard, and they thought
Man.
that was a bit strange.
He packed a
'cause
lot
that-
into those few months.
He came out of an ass, is what I heard.
This is a long time ago. There wasn't a lot of time for stuff that was out of the norm. So people, the way that they dealt with it was stoning and caning and stuff.
We shouldn't mock this stuff. We're not mocking it.
What do you mean mocking it?
No, but here we go. Like, so seriously though, they didn't have any Scots pine trees back in, like, the traditional Christmas tree or whatever. Is it Scots pine? I can't remember what it's called.
It's just
You
a
know,
pine. It's just a
pine.
tree.
No, but like I was saying, I think a lot of this stuff comes from like the Victorian times, right? Like, and for
Charles
like a lot
Dickens.
of this stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
A lot of this stuff seems to sort of like come from this time, and I think it's just because like a lot of people back then, they had a little bit more time and they had a bit more money, and they're like, ho ho dear, I'm the factory is closed for one day because none of the slaves are feeling well. So let's figure out something. How can we celebrate this special day? Well, I've got this pine tree. Would you like to decorate it with baubles and stuff, dear? Yes, that sounds great. This is two really, really posh Victorian people that I'm imitating right now. But
that's good.
And then because they invented a lot of like luxury stuff, right? Like boiled sweets and like
treacle tarts,
Coca-Cola,
tinned goods. They sort of invented the like canned goods.
Yeah, kind of potted meat.
Is this all your idea of luxury goods? Ooh,
yeah.
Ooh, living the high life. Boiled sweets and tinned food.
Cast yourself back 2,000 years when this stuff didn't exist and tell me how you're getting on with that.
I bet they had a barbecue every fucking night. It would have been awesome.
Eating raw guts out of a fucking dead deer that you didn't even kill.
I couldn't eat a barbecue every night. Fuck me. God. Eating all that
nuts?
blackbird shit.
I found a mauled deer that a bear must have, and I'm so hungry I haven't had protein in weeks. I'm just going to eat its raw guts right out of its open chest.
It wasn't that for 2,000 years, and then the Victorians came along and tinned stuff.
I've got to suck on its gizzard like a lollipop.
More or less, that is what happened.
No.
Okay? I'm just saying.
P-flax.
There wasn't like a long, drawn-out evolution of this stuff. The Victorians were just like, we got time, we got money.
Let me grab onto something
we
in
got
this
factories,
madness.
let's make tin goods.
It's summer, okay? It's a lovely time of year. It's lovely and hot. We're talking about barbecues. I went out onto Queen Square, which is just outside where our new office is. And
you've given it away now.
The other day.
Now
people
everybody
know.
knows where you're having your
People
barbecues.
know. And it's basically loads of people were out there, but they'd also bought all of these Tesco disposable barbecues, right? And they were just when I walked by later, they were all like just left there on the ground, but littering. Don't do that. Tidy up after yourselves. But is it
people.
okay?
Why do they do this stuff?
Is it okay to? Because when I went around at lunchtime, there were just tons of like little smoky campfires. It looked like a kind of an army, like you imagine these old school medieval armies to be, with like all of their little campfires set up around.
Yeah, they've moved on. Yeah.
It's all now hipsters like barbecuing. I don't know, some vegan sausages on a fucking Tesco disposable barbecue for their brunch or whatever. Have you had any barbecues yet, you guys? And how do you feel about that?
Man, we have fucking barbecues every day. You know us. We're lazy. Fucking paper plates, barbecue. Hell yeah.
I don't think it's lazy. I think a barbecue is more effort than a lot of other stuff, right? You have to get the barbecue hot. Really you have to stand out there. You have to turn it over and stuff. With a microwave meal, like I, get home, slap a flipping, vegetarian curry in the microwave for, 2 minutes flat, eat it with a fork, on my floor or whatever. It's a lot easier.
That's one thing about my household. As lazy as I am, I won't implicate others in the laziness. It's
That's
just
good
me.
of you. Yeah.
Right.
But we don't have a microwave, and we never have had one. So at least we're not that.
So
lazy,
you think your definition of lazy is very much higher than mine. I mean, my definition of lazy is very fucking lazy. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, first of all, I don't think a microwave is lazy as long as you're not using it as your main cooking appliance. They're super handy.
Yeah, it can be.
I mean, I use it quite often just for things that are going with other things I've cooked. So, for example, you can get these really nice pouches of like not just sauces, but things like lentils and stuff and rice. That's all fancy mixed up rice. If you just need a little bit of rice, rather than have to cook all the rice and season it and get all the spice and all that, you can just do these. It takes like a minute. Bosh, right? But I've also cooked something else along with it. I'm not cooking the whole meal in the friggin' microwave, but they're super handy. Reheating shit. Come on.
You're talking about these like healthy vegetarian lentils things that you would have as a side. Because I'm vegetarian, I don't cook any meat with it, so I just have that. And so I'm like, okay, I'll have a microwave pouch of some nice rice with some veg in it, and that's me done.
Space paste.
Do you know what I mean?
Space paste.
Nice.
Reheated
That's
space
good.
paste. That's good eating.
You know what? I've never really been like huge on microwaves because I figure everything I need to cook I can just do it with like a frying pan or in the oven or whatever, and I'm cool with that. But my grandma comes from a time where I think that they were so blown away by the technology of microwaves. Like I've never met anybody in my life who put the stuff that she put into a microwave. I'm not even kidding. Like I mean literally everything. If she came to stay with us to look after us, like sometimes my parents had to go away for work or something, my grandma would come and like take care of us, and she'd be like, "What do you guys want for dinner tonight?" And we'd be like, "Nah, I don't know, like whatever, whatever you want to make." And she would just fucking do everything in the microwave. Literally everything. It'd be like a normal meal with like, potatoes and like broccoli or maybe like some eggs or something, and like all of it in the microwave.
Yeah, that's
and
weird.
I couldn't believe it.
That's no
I
good.
thought that was pretty crazy. But I think that she was just from a time where it was like, oh my God, like this has revolutionized cooking.
Oh my God,
in a big way. So I have to use it for everything.
Okay, here's the thing, right? So I went away on the weekend, stayed in a log cabin with a couple of friends, and they live with
a log cabin.
I did. It was like a little holiday. It was a little holiday away.
In the UK?
Yeah.
Fuck off. There's no fucking log cabins over here.
And then it was a nice place. Went there, and anyway, stayed with this couple, and they live
Just
with
you
their
and them?
parents. No, I was a friend of mine with me too.
You're like a swinger now? That's where that shit happens.
Oh, no, I'm not. It's not. It was just a nice weekend away with some friends. Okay, relax.
Did you eat another human being over the weekend? Is that what you're getting at?
Anyway, they're like 28, 29, and they still live with their parents. So both of them stay in one room in the big house. So they got almost like a little wing to themselves, it feels like.
A wing?
I'd never seen it.
Right.
Well, it's like a big old house, and they've got like, their own bathroom and bedroom and like little area.
So you went away for the weekend to a log cabin with your rich swinger friends.
They're not rich, but that's. I mean, if they were rich, they wouldn't be living with their parents. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you would if their parents had a fucking mansion.
So you spent the weekend with William and Kate Windsor.
I'd say it was more like an annex, like a granny annex, anyway, that they live in. But basically, they don't cook for themselves really because they still live with their parents. And so, as a result, I was like the whole time I was there, I was kind of the dad. And so it was like they would do things, okay, like. Not really know what we were going to do for food or anything. So I would be like, shall we do this? And they're like, oh yeah. And I was like, shall I cook it? They're like, oh yeah, we'll do the next one, shall we? And then as soon as we finished like eating, they would just kind of leave everything and go and sit down in the lounge, and I'd be like, what, aren't we going to tidy up now and stuff?
They saw you coming from a mile away.
Totally, for some reason, the dad, like I was their dad, like, or their mum, I guess, actually, doing like all the looking after them. I didn't do their washing or anything, but I feel like it would have come to that if we'd been there any longer.
Did you get like more and more resentful as the weekend went on?
I don't know, like a little bit maybe, but not really. Like I didn't mind. I was quite fine with it because normally I'm so lazy that it doesn't matter. I'm living the old bachelor life. But yeah, it was fine. And so like, but when it came their turn to cook, because I thought I've been away on these things before, right, with people, and it's like normally it's like, oh yeah, I'll cook the first night, you cook the second night, it'll be fine. So like I cooked the first night, and the second night was their turn. And so, and we were walking around like supermarket picking up stuff, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we'll just get these microwave meals." And I was like, "What? We're just going to do like 4 microwave meals, one after the other in the microwave?" And they were like, "What's wrong with that?" And I was like, "Everything,
dude. You should have just gotten like a fucking gallon of hummus and just a bunch of bread, and just been like, you know what? This is what we're having, and if you don't like it, you can fuck yourself. I'm going to leave.
I mean, no, it wasn't quite that bad. But I guess I'm wondering, like, how other people... Because I don't know how many other people cook, right? Because there was a lot of good feedback from your cooking segment that replaced Bodega, right, at the end.
Right.
Your halloumi and
the wraps.
Peppers and wraps and stuff. I don't know.
Oh.
You never had halloumi till I cooked it with you, or had you had it before?
No, but I had it in restaurants and stuff. But you sort of opened me up to the fact that you could get store-bought halloumi, which transformed our lives for the better.
For the better. Well, so I feel like a little bit
is eat cheese
because that's one of my staple like go-tos as well. That the halloumi
it's good,
wrap.
though. It's really good.
Because people were sending me messages like, "Have you tried Sips' recipe? It's really good." And I'm like, "Yeah, of course I tried it. I basically taught him it." It's
come on. You didn't refine and perfect it like I did.
No,
like
I merely
showed
you the halloumi. You grabbed it by both hands and transformed it.
The diced onions.
You lived.
Man. I tell you what, actually, I'm at the point now where basically I like halloumi and I can eat it on its own, but I have to fry halloumi with onions. Like it just gives it the extra edge. Like big time. Even if you don't like onions, it just gives it like the extra edge. You have to do it.
I love a bit of red onion.
It's really good.
But again, I'm lazy, you see. I'll buy the pre-chopped up and I'll just throw that in.
I'm not fucking
chopping
cutting
a fucking
an onion.
No.
Jesus.
What year is this?
Man, fucking, I'm a grown man. I'm not going to be in my kitchen crying my eyes out chopping up an onion.
But if you cut it underwater in the bowl of water, it won't go into your eyes, though, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the dexterity to do that without, like, really harming myself, so that's not happening.
Okay. Have we lost P-Flax completely
No,
here?
I'm here. I'm just listening.
He's back.
Like, you guys are talking, and it's about vegetarianism and shit.
He's stewing. He's about to phone somebody
What
up.
was your door? What was at the door? Who was at the door today? Who did
Postman?
latest delivery?
Oh.
So yeah, I missed my. I went to the postage office today to get my internet router because my internet like crapped out. Well, I crapped out. I haven't even got it installed yet. But
Is this
I went there.
in your underground bunker that's covered in roaches and damp and has
He
no
went to
internet?
collect his pension.
So I had internet installed yesterday, but I missed the delivery of the router, so I went to pick it up.
Holy
But-
shit! Yesterday you got it installed?
Yeah. Well, I couldn't
You
pick it up
moved
yesterday
in
because
like a fucking month ago. What have you been doing?
I know, Sips. It's been a disaster. Don't even worry.
Oh my god! What is it? Is this Virgin Media?
Well, it was originally, but the problem is the front of the building is like listed, and so they won't let you install the fiber in there. Oh, it's such a pain
It's
in
a
the
good
ass.
thing you fucking picked this place to live, isn't it? Instead of taking a
know.
bit of time and finding somewhere that's habitable.
Thank you. Max.
Not a dungeon.
I'm aware of this. I
a
should have
listed
just.
dungeon.
I know. I'm aware of this every day. I live in my mistakes. Okay,
Yo,
it's fine.
Flax, you've had issues with Virgin Media as well, or have had issues in the past.
I'm with EE, right, and my phone, and so basically I was like, okay, I'll just get the broadband fiber thing with EE because they had a really good like setup and deal and stuff, and also it's on my phone contract. But I share my phone contract with Terps. Okay, it's not a gay thing; it's just a thing that we do.
Sounds like a gay thing.
Is this further to your new swinging lifestyle in the log cabins? And
Is that who was at the log cabin?
It was delivered to his name, and so I couldn't pick it up from the bloody delivery office. So now I need to get Terps' ID and go take that to the delivery office to pick up the fucking thing. So I'm still not gonna have internet for another till I can, because he's on a holiday anyway.
Without you.
I was in the delivery office, and I got I was like, there was this girl eyeing me up. Right, and I was like, "Uh-oh, what's this?
Right,
what's going on?" She obviously, because I'm like, it's nice sunny day today. I'm looking good. Got my gym, nice
listen to
muscly
the
arms.
fucking ego
What?
on this guy over here.
Yeah, oh, Jesus Christ.
Anyway, she basically like I didn't think anything of it, and I obviously started walking to the office, and I took like a little bit of a weird route. Anyway, I was standing at traffic lights, and the same girl like taps me on the shoulder, and it's like, "Oh, I recognised you in the delivery office. You're Lewis from Bills, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." Anyway, we had a nice chat. She's been seeing the pictures I posted on Instagram about tea, and she's also a big tea fan. We had a nice chat. She offered me to buy me an iced tea. So I accepted, and she bought me a nice iced tea, and we had a nice chat because she's just finished her degree in politics. We had a nice chat about stuff. It was very pleasant.
I bet she was thrilled to speak to you about politics.
Well, she's very open-minded about politics.
Yeah, open-minded to people who have no fucking idea what they're talking about.
I didn't talk to her about politics. We were just having a nice chat. It was very nice.
Okay.
And then, so that's why I was little bit late.
Did she listen to the Triforce? Did she say to you, I have a tiny penis, anything like that?
I don't think I don't know if she listened to the Triforce podcast. I didn't go that far.
Because when I was
said,
in LA last week, there was a lad there called Charles, and I met him, and he said to me, "P-Flax," and I said, "What's up?" Like, he was working at Beyond the Summit, and he said, "I've got to say something to you, but I don't want to say it too loud." I said, "Go for it, dude." He said, "I have a gaping vagina." I said, "Oh, hey, what's up?"
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Nice! Wow!
I was
God,
like, "Sweet."
That's
I said,
unexpected.
so you're on board?" He goes, "Oh, I love it. I love the Triforce podcast." He's like this young kid who lives in California.
Why do they
listening-
like this crap? It's just boring dad
Man, me
stories.
too. I don't even want to be here right now.
But no, honestly, after that weekend at the log cabin, I really felt like a dad. I was like, "Where's the recycling? Let's get all the recycling in the right box." Do you know what I mean? I was like, let's
my
make sure we
God,
put
man.
all of the laundry in a pile. I don't know. I was doing all of the.
Do you think that you're inclined to behave that way without prompting, or do you think that because of the way that they were, you just like naturally took on that role?
Right.
Like,
Do you reckon
know what
they
I
were
mean?
sort of just emitting some childhood hormones or whatever that triggered a dad sense in me?
I think they were taking advantage of your good nature.
Yeah, it sounds
by
like
being
it.
lazy little bitches who didn't want to do any cooking. Oh, we don't know how.
Yeah.
How old are they?
I think
28?
no, but I think it's
28
just
and
me
they're
being
fucking
used
useless?
to a certain standard.
I'll tell you
though.
what it is, Lewis. It's the infantilization of the West, and it's been happening for about 30 years, and it's fucking disgusting. I read a book in the 90s about it and how the coming infantilization of the West is growing, and people are getting more and more fucking useless because they're basically giant children and they have no idea how to do anything for themselves. I say it's high time, portage school. Get them out there, teach them a fucking skill. Get them portage.
The thing is now, we got to get into space more. Well, like all of us. That's what's got to happen. Everybody's got to work together and get into space, and we need to have a space war. That's what needs to happen. Because I think what's happening in the West especially is people are just getting bored. Like everybody's just
we need a new
really
challenge.
Bored.
Fuck this planet. I'm out. I'm going to
We need to stop investing in like iOS apps and stuff like that, and let's fucking get into space in a major way. Let's get a fucking like moon base set up and like some big spaceships with guns on them.
What do you think Elon Musk's trying to do?
And everybody can get up there and we can do new shit. We can like be pioneers.
We need more billionaires.
We can go find new planets and live there instead. Like holy shit, that would be fucking awesome. I really want this to all happen in my lifetime. Like I don't want to die.
It ain't gonna.
I don't want to die as an old man and like there's just all these like fucking turtleneck wearing guys with scarves and fucking MacBooks in the coffee shop, you know, talking about microwaves and stuff. No, I want to die in space in a glorious space battle. That's how I want to go out.
Yeah.
God damn.
Can I just say I know where this is coming from. You've been playing Eve. That's it. You've literally been playing Eve the last few weeks. A lot, and now you're like, hey, I want to die in space. It's like, hang on.
I've always wanted to die in space, okay?
Yeah, right.
Jeez, I like space.
You haven't mentioned it in 47 episodes of this podcast. Not one mention of fighting in space battles and how desperate you are to get on the moon base.
I've been holding back. I didn't want to. I didn't want to come out with that. I didn't feel comfortable.
When you die, do you want us to launch you into space like Spock style in a space coffin?
No, not really. No.
Do you want to be crushed into a diamond and then be worn as like a mourning thing?
No, I want to be standing on the bridge of a massive space battle cruiser, and I want to have been making some decisions and stuff, and then I want to do that thing where you look out the window.
Captain, Commander Sips, we need you to make some important decisions here.
Okay, I'll do it. I'm making decisions and stuff, and then at the last moment, I turn around and I look out the window of the bridge and I say, "Oh my God!" And then there's a bright flash of light, and then I'm dead. That's how I want to go.
So you want to go out as one of the worst space captains who loses his vessel and doesn't see what's coming until the last second. It's like, oh shit, I fucking forgot about the sun. Flies into the sun and explodes.
Man, at least I'm up there contributing. Okay,
contributing to what?
That's more.
There would be a Wikipedia article about you if that happened.
The loss of the SS Vegetaria. How did it die? Flew into the sun.
Sir, we've got an important decision for you. We need to know whether to put the onions or the peppers on the halloumi wraps for dessert.
It was a fateful day. The Earth Federation lost their entire supply of halloumi, and nobody ever ate cheese again on Earth. It was
Commander Sips was busy making important decisions and stuff, and he neglected to look at the view screen and see the direction of the vessel.
He was responsible for the biggest delivery of halloumi we've ever known, and all was lost that day.
Oh my God. So going back a little step before we launched into space, I changed the light bulb the other day, and that made me feel like a dad too. Okay. But it was tricky. Okay, it was really tricky because
you did a basic thing.
It was like a puzzle game though, because the light was like a light fixture was like this globe on the ceiling, and there was no way. I had to like. It was like doing a puzzle to try and it was like Rubik's Cube to try and get the thing off the ceiling, and I didn't want to I needed to make sure the light was off, and then I needed to find the right bulb, and it made me feel like an adult. Is what I'm saying. Can you
tell me more about this impossible task?
Did you have to have like 2 back-to-back full-day spa sessions?
I'm just saying that it was a good feeling, okay, and I think that if I learned how to, I don't know, like for example, there's a hole in the wall, and I'd quite like to plaster it up, so I'm going to start. Well, I haven't done it yet, but I think you could mostly learn how to do most stuff on YouTube these days or the internet. So I'm going to learn how to like plaster it up. I'm going to plaster it up. I'm going to paint it over it. And I think that's going to make me feel good, right? Handy, like a dad.
I mean, another way you can learn how to do stuff is like the manly way of learning, which is going to B&Q, wearing some shorts and like possibly a polo shirt if you're feeling up to it. Standing around with your arms crossed, talking to a guy who works at B&Q about the ins and outs of what you're about to do. And like those guys are pretty knowledgeable. Like they know like the products and they know like what to do and stuff. I would probably opt for that before checking YouTube for how to do something. Because then you have the human interaction.
Wait a second.
well.
I think there's someone downstairs. Hold on.
Okay.
In my house.
You have the human interaction, and you can draw from that experience as well. You know, like this guy might have plastered a hole a couple of times in his life, sort of thing.
Right, there was not.
Oh.
It was the bin men.
Right. You thought there was
It
someone...
sounded like there was someone. Well, yeah. I mean, it's like
In your house. What are you doing in here?
Hey,
emptying
just
your bins.
tidy it up. All right, fair. Carry on.
Thank you.
No, I mean, you know, we got a cleaner, and she's meant to come today. She's a bit flaky. Like, she'll just message me, "Can't come today. I'll come tomorrow." And she'll say, "I can come at." She came the other day at 8:30 in the morning.
right.
And I was like,
wow.
"Geez." But she was late, so she arrived just as I was leaving the house with the kids. Because she's only been a cleaner for a few weeks, so I was like, I don't want to give her a key yet until we trust her and everything.
I bet you she does an amazing job, though, right?
No, she's all right.
Oh.
And the weird thing is, you think, I mean, our previous cleaner was the best, right? She was amazing. And she there was always little touches. Like, she'd tidy the kids' bedroom, it was immaculate. And she'd put their little toys on their bed, and they'd come home and they'd be like, "Yay, Golly has been, yay." And they'd be like,
my wife like doesn't like that at all. We had a cleaner a while back. And I was like, "Oh, this cleaner's pretty good. Like, you know, she arranges the toys and stuff." She's like, "Yeah, she spends time arranging the toys, but she hasn't fucking dusted or something like that." So it's
Dang.
Oh, my God.
They spend all this time like arranging toys for the kids, which is great. Don't get me wrong. But if you're not actually fucking cleaning anything, what's the point?
She did clean. The
I
house
don't
was
think she's
clean.
making like a flower arrangement that takes 20 minutes to arrange toys. She's probably just sticking them in a pile, which is better than what they usually are, which is on the floor.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think
See,
the thing
that's
is
dad
the
shit
cleaners-
right there, Lewis. You think changing a light bulb was dad shit. Moaning about toys and the way you did it on the floor, as if it's like the worst way. Toys on the floor? In a children's room? Oh, this place is turning into a hellhole! Like, that's dad
Oh,
shit
my
right
God.
there. I
Infantilization
like that.
of humanity.
Of the West! You kids need to grow up! Rah, get a job!
Let's all go into fucking space.
I wish I was in space right now!
Oh, you know what?
You bastards get to live in space,
don't-
I don't. Ah, your generation
I don't
will
really
understand.
mind that there's toys like all over the floor and stuff, but I think the main reason I don't mind that there's toys all over the place and crap all over the walls and stuff is that most of my time is spent out here in my dad lair. So
Which is extremely tidy, by the way, and very well
yeah.
organized. Yeah.
hell yeah.
It's like great. It's my desk is a fucking complete mess compared to
My
yours.
my office is pretty disgusting, if I'm honest with you. I'm just looking around it
Oh.
now, and like, if I lived like this, like if this was where I lived rather than just where I spend like 80% of my time, I'd be appalled because it's separate from the rest of the house. I feel like it's a little escape from, you know, needing to live like a decent human being. There's like my bin that I have a bin is always full. Like I empty it, it's instantly full again. I don't know how. I've got ancient things in here that I just don't need. And we recently had someone, one of the ladies that at my kid's school, her job is she's a professional declutterer. All right.
Right.
I think I've told you guys about this maybe, but she is literally a professional declutterer. There's a thing you belong to, like it's like the Declutterers Guild or whatever. It's like a proper
Right.
thing.
right.
And you can hire her. We won it in a raffle, and she came while I was away. She came and decluttered the house, and she gave us these post-it notes so she put in the wall to help us keep the place decluttered. And my wife really she like dived. It was like she was like a religious conversion. She was well into it, chucking loads of stuff. Now all she's doing is chucking stuff out. Like she's constantly, well, we don't need that anymore. She's like binning stuff, recycling
man.
stuff, taking stuff down to the recycling thing. Like bags of clothes, just bags and bags of clothes. She comes
Hell
home from
yeah.
work, she has dinner, she comes upstairs, she gets a bag, and she's like, "Do you still wear this jumper?" I was like, "Nah." She's like, "Great." Boom,
Oh my
it's
god!
gone.
Sounds like she's like addicted to throwing stuff away.
She is,
She's
yeah.
Like, oh my
and
god!
now
that's
our house has
Let's
so
buy
much less
stuff, then
crap in
throw
it.
it away.
She doesn't
Yeah.
want to buy stuff. She's like, "We shouldn't buy that. It'll just sit in the corner. It's a load of rubbish." Whereas previously she bought a lot of stuff.
I'm like that too. Like, we've sort of like we've become more like that just over the years because
Yeah.
we just ended up accumulating so
Exactly.
much
Because
crap.
you realize in your 20s, you just buy shit. You're like, "Oh, cool, we need all these things," and then you replace it or anything, and you know, you still keep the old one just in case, or it's lying around,
Yeah.
or something breaks, or it goes into a cupboard you don't use very often. So she just went through and chucked out all kinds of old shit. All
It
kinds
is very
of
satisfying
It was good.
clearing out.
It
old
is,
crap.
yeah. Once you, like, if you, the worst stuff, like, my dad thing is I hate opening like a cupboard or like a wardrobe or something, and it's just full of stuff and stuff starts falling out and stuff.
Oh my God, that's like every cupboard in your kitchen, Sips.
I know, I hate it. Jeez, every time. Like,
but half those cupboards are full of out-of-date crap. You need
that's the thing. None of it is actually out of date. That's the problem. We just have a lot of it. Right? Like
you have everything, basically. That's the thing. You have everything.
Everywhere.
I'm like, do you have some lemon juice? And your wife's like, yep. And she goes into the back of a cupboard and rummages around, and 20 things fall out. And then she produces it.
Is. I'm like, what?
Do you have like a fucking, any time? And you're like, yep, it's in the back of this cupboard. It's like, what? How do you? It's just crazy.
I know, it's like
everything,
a proper family house. Like I think every family house is a bit like that. You end up having kind of everything you need because at some point somebody would have had the bright idea to let's do this, and it needed lemon juice, and then of course you just get some lemon juice. Then that's how lemon juice actually makes it into your house in the first place, and then you've always got lemon juice. Because I don't even think lemon juice goes bad, does it?
Well, yours was out of date, and we used it anyway, and it was fine. So
yeah, but fuck, it's lemon juice. Like who cares?
Yeah.
Can we talk about Jacob Rees-Mogg?
Oh my God, why?
I'll tell you why.
Who?
He's a Conservative MP. Okay. He's extremely posh. Here is the names of his kids. All right, this is the name of his. He has 6 kids. He's a shagger. This guy. He is a shagger.
Yeah,
he's going out at night and day. He's got
how posh
6
is he,
children.
though?
He's pretty posh. His name is Jacob Rees-Mogg. He's named his kids. This is his latest kid, Sixtus, because he's the 6th kid. They called him Sixtus. Here's his full name: Sixtus Dominic Boniface Christopher Rees-Mogg. His other kids are called Peter Theodore Alphege, Mary Ann Charlotte Emma, which is just 4 names. Just pick a fucking name. Thomas Wentworth Somerset Dunstan, Anselm Charles Fitzwilliam, and Alfred Wulfric Layson Pius Rees-Mogg.
Holy shit.
I mean, what the fuck?
But then again, like middle names aren't so important, right?
But then why tip up with Wentworth?
I just
Dunstan. Right? Wulfric. Pious. If they're not important, why are you going down that road? You take your time to think about it. They're not important. Let's go with Alphage. What?
Alphage.
That sounds like a bacteria.
It does.
Yeah.
Alphege.
I'm terribly sorry to inform you, Space Commander Sips, but there's a terrible case of alphage going around the ship.
No.
Many of the lesser classes have gotten an infection.
Quickly, lock down the hummus.
We've located it in the kitchen, sir.
He was a saint in 954
We need you to
AD.
make some decisions and stuff.
Yeah. Please don't crash the ancient...
The new battle cruiser, the Wulfric class, is ready for your inspection.
I'll be honest with you, the names look to me, these are all characters from the Red Rising trilogy. That's what it looks like
God,
to
that's
me.
who they are.
It sounds just like a bunch of golds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
a bunch of
crazy.
fucking golds. That's all it is.
Fucking golds, man.
Pius Rees-Mogg.
Yo,
Leader.
so
Yes.
the new book on the topic of Red Rising in that trilogy, the new book is coming out in January, and it's the first part of a new trilogy. It's going to be a new trilogy that takes place 10 years after the last book. Wow! I can't wait!
Quite excited
I love
about
how
it.
this isn't even a joke, genuine excitement. You are both
No, we are
big
really
fans of this
excited.
series.
I like Darrow. I like Mustang a lot as well.
Oh,
I
man.
like several. Man, I like all of them.
I think that's the first book
fucking characters are really fucking
They
good.
are good. I think that's one of the first books I've had a genuine crush on a girl I hadn't even
Mustang?
seen. Just reading it,
Alright.
I was like, oh man.
Oh man, I know.
Oh,
yeah,
all over
I get that.
I'd be like
I get
putty
that.
in her hands.
You haven't read so many other books though, have you guys? So like, I think you're so.
Okay, first of all,
It's almost
get off
like
that
the
fucking high horse, all right?
What?
Do you mean you haven't read many other books? What are you talking about?
It's just because you've read like a book for the first time in 10 years and you quite enjoyed it doesn't mean it's the
problem,
best
homeboy?
book of all time. You guys
Oh
keep
my
going on
God.
about Red
Man,
Rising all the
Sit,
time.
get a load of this fucking guy.
It's good, but it's okay.
Fucking captain opinions and counter opinions.
No, there's
here.
a lot of other stuff
Why
out
don't you
there.
just let us have this thing that we enjoy, Lewis, and you just enjoy the dumb shit you like, and
You're
let's just
welcome
fucking
to-
leave it at
no,
that.
it's fine. You guys, you guys are welcome.
Oh,
What-
shit.
so what's greater than these books that we seem to like, Lewis? What's the new thing with you? Like
No.
fucking painting models or some dumb shit like like that? Is that what you're doing now, or what?
Careful, Sips. You know, I have been painting some Warhammer models, but it's just a little craze.
Just because you're enjoying painting a Warhammer model, you know, it's not exactly the Sistine Chapel, is it, mate?
It's like meditation. It's
Yeah,
nice. You just
right.
sit there, you
Meditation.
put on
Look
the
at him
audio
drafting
book.
it up. We're trying to enjoy, me and Sips are trying to enjoy a series of books that we both really like, and you come in there and it's like, oh, no, there's other books, you know.
Well,
Like, yeah, well done. And then we mock you for painting, and you're like, oh, it's meditation. It's all very zen. Painting my little toys.
They are
That's what
toys.
it
I
is.
got
They
some
are.
other books to last me. I need some books, filler books, to see me through to January when Iron Gold comes out, right?
Yeah.
So I picked up. I got The Way of Kings Part 1, The Way of Kings Part 2.
Okay.
Well,
and,
I see where this is
Words-
going. Way of Kings Part 3?
Words of Radiance Part 1
Oh.
and Words of Radiance Part 2 as well. And I'm told that there's going to be another book in this series
Yeah,
as
they're
well,
good.
coming out kind of soon.
I've got some
so
bad
that's
news.
what I'm
I've got
reading
some bad
now.
news.
Well, then.
My cleaner thinks my name is Todd instead of Ted.
Oh.
Right.
I thought it was a typo, but she's just messaged me again. Hello, Todd. Do you want cleaning today? We're busy tomorrow. So
You should just reply with like, "Hi, Jenny. Yeah, you know, sure, why not?"
she thinks my name is Todd, and now I can't correct her now. I mean, I'm just Todd. I'll take it.
Do the reversal on her though. Call her something that it's not her name, and force her into the situation. Be like, "That's not my name though," and you'd be like, "Well, my name's not Todd."
Well, it's passive aggressive bullshit.
That is a bit passive aggressive. I mean, I would just confront it straight away and be like, yes, I do. By the way, my name's actually
my
Ted.
name is. It's not Todd. It's Alphage.
Oh man.
I'd like you to call me Wolfric when you
Yeah.
clean. I will wear my commandant's hat and pretend to be
Commandant's
piloting a giant spaceship. And if I do
I
die,
will be making
if I do
decisions
keel over,
and stuff.
I would like you to take my body to NASA and have me launched into space at the
Into
sun.
the sun.
Thank
Man,
you.
the sun is incredible, isn't it? Like, you ever go outside and,
What a sentence.
and you feel the heat of the sun and you think, God damn, that thing is far away. And it's really hot. I can still feel it. Like, you know, it's burning my skin. That's
Man.
crazy.
This is
I
like
just
your
think that's
fascination
nuts.
with bugs again. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it when you're fascinated by
flowers.
something that the rest of us take for granted. Smelling flowers, amazed by insects. It's great.
Man, so sometimes like at night, I'll sneak out and go into my dad's garage and it's very dark. And I look up in the sky and on a clear night, you see the stars and stuff and you just think, holy shit, there's like other stuff out there. And it's really fucking far away too. And man, I would like to go there. You ever get that? You ever think about those kind of things?
I don't think there would be much there, though. It's kind of like most of space, as you know, is like barren nothingness.
I know,
you
but there's some stuff out there. Like, there's got to be.
But what do you mean? There's not aliens out
be
there.
something
There's
else.
not
What do you mean?
civilization.
What do you mean? There's no aliens out there.
I mean, there'll be
There's
some
gotta
nice
be.
scenery, but it'll be like kind of quite depressing scenery. There's
Now,
no
why? What makes you say that?
out in space, but there's nothing. It's just it's nothing. It's nothingness.
God, I
What?
hate you. I hate you.
Yeah, what the fuck is your problem?
Well, let's launch Sips into space. Well, it's not like Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
You don't just warp over to a new solar system. There's a fantasy land of hermits druiding it up. You know,
That's your
worshipping.
fantasy land. Hermits.
Whatever, you know, half the Star Trek episodes, like
Yeah.
they're just a bunch of humans, proto-humans, and they, oh no, we shouldn't disrupt them. That's against the Prime Directive, and then they go down there anyway, or one of them gets
Right.
captured, and they have to go down and I don't know, fight a dinosaur. You know, all of them are the same. Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Just saying
Wow,
that's not
Jesus
what
Christ.
space is like, though. You
How
know?
do you know?
Well, how do you know? You've never been. You don't know firsthand.
What do you mean? I've never been. Like,
Yeah.
When
we
was the
can't
last time
even
you
be.
looked up in the sky and admired the stars, Lewis?
You would die of old age before you even got to a flipping other planet.
Not true.
What?
We would die of old age before he got there. But due to the laws of relativity, if Sip set off for a star at close
Yeah.
to light speed, even if it took him 10 years to get there, we'd all be dead. Civilization might have changed, a huge amount.
Drastically, yeah.
But he'd be fine. That's how it works.
But he wouldn't be there in a millisecond. He'd be there in 10 years.
Yeah, but he could just go to sleep. We wouldn't make these journeys without hypersleep because we wouldn't be able to have the same amount of food and water and shit that we'd need and oxygen. So we'd all need to go into some kind of hibernation to save
Yeah.
on resources and to stop us going mad. in space, and then he'd get there and he'd wake up on a new world. It would be like a complete. It would be like starting not just your life, but human life.
If you're willing to freeze yourself completely, then sure, you can go anywhere. You could go for millions of years of distance. You could go millions of years into the future. If you wanted to go into the future, you could just freeze yourself.
It's going to be a small ship, and it's going to be me and Pamela Anderson. We're going to be frozen on this ship.
Still Pammy. Still going on
We're going to see new life. But
why are you going to get frozen together?
As a backup, just in case Pammy doesn't make the journey, we're going to have Cindy Crawford on ice as well.
You know what I love? I love the way whenever we go to an attractive woman, we're still going for J-Lo and Pamela Anderson and shit. We're so fucking
Liz Hurley, man, put her on ice. Hell yeah. She can be
I know someone who knows Liz Hurley.
No way.
How the hell? Who was I talking to about this? They work with Liz Hurley. And I was like, oh my God, Liz Hurley? And they were like, yeah. Oh, I remember.
Don't tell me.
I said, is she as nice in real life? They said, oh, she's lovely. I said, oh my God, I've got such a crush on her. And they said, would you like to meet her? I was like, yes, very much, yes. And they were like, well, maybe when you come to the office, you could maybe, if she's in, you can say hello. I was like, oh my God, I'd fucking cream in my pants.
I think they were a bit put off by your excitedness.
No, they understood. It's Liz Hurley.
What if you met her and she had like really bad garlic breath or something?
I wouldn't care.
Put you off?
I'd go home and eat
like a really
garlic.
big bogey hanging out of her nose.
I imagine that her breath probably smells like really sweet fruits or something.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Is she on your list of allowed? Everyone doesn't have it. Everyone has like this list of allowed.
I don't want to shout your illusion, but my list involves every woman. Like they're all on the list.
I'm at the stage of my life where me too. Yeah,
it's literally every single woman in the world.
I don't judge. Like I'm
what list is you talking about? I'm talking about the one which your wife and you have agreed. Right. That's like she can have sex with George Clooney if she gets the chance.
No. Her list is zero length. My list is infinite length. Okay, it's literally.
What do you mean? She allows you to have sex with anyone you want.
If I see a woman, I want to climb on that. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
What are you saying?
Liz Hurley or not?
Do you know? Jesus Christ.
Oh man. I don't know if I have an allowed list. Like I don't know if I'm allowed to actually have sex with these women, but I'm damn well gonna try anyway.
I mean, this is the problem is there is an insurmountable barrier, which is no women apart from my wife have shown any interest in me in 20 years. So it's
me too.
Perfectly standard for women. I mean, I've never been followed and tapped on the shoulder. Oh, are you Lewis from the Oscars? Oh, I follow you on Insta.
I have, but they're always like, they always have big beards and stuff.
Yeah, they're like,
women.
It's hairy dudes, right? Yeah. It's like a dude. Oh, period. Oh, like that. Like that's it. I don't get girls very often saying that. I don't, occasionally, but they're instantly disgusted by my real life appearance. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I got gaping vagina.
Yeah, cheers, lads. Give them the old thumbs up from a distance. The old thumbs up. All right, lads, cheers.
There's always a couple of mums at these conventions who are looking out for you, though. You guys, winking at you and stuff.
They give me a patronising smile, like, "Oh, thanks for making stuff my kids can watch on the iPad while I'm watching telly." Like that's I can understand that.
Much.
Like Dan TDM, my kids love Dan TDM. I know he's a
man. I get it though. I'm not young. I'm not like fresh and hip.
There's nothing going on here.
I don't have any piercings. I haven't really like colored my hair in any wacky way recently or anything. Like I get it, guys.
Yeah, for real.
Old, okay. It's and it's cool. I got a list of women that I think are pretty fucking hot.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Just get on with it.
Do you know what I've noticed? Do you know what I've noticed, guys? Is that when I hang around with like other parents and like whether there was a big party, some friends of my daughters at their school, they had a party. Kid's name is Aaron, so they called the party Aaron Fest. And it was outdoors in the park. It was a beautiful summer day.
Nice.
They put up gazebos. They had a barbecue. They had loads of booze. And we were there for like 4 hours. It was fantastic. We brought lawn chairs from the house. The kids
Aaron
had
Fest.
It was amazing.
My God,
the flyer was like a festival flyer. So I had a crowd of people all cheering, and there was a stage.
Every year they have
Fest.
Aaron Fest.
I was like, this is the best thing ever. It was the best kids party I've ever been to. But the thing is, all the other dads there looked like actual men. And to them, I felt like a child. Because I looked at them, they had like a man's face, and And they had like, they looked like men. And I was like, how old are you? He was like 35. I was like, fuck me, I'm older than you. And I look like a baby compared to these guys. They look like tough men, you know?
They look like tough corporate men, don't they? They always look like they've just been like slaving away at a bank for 20 years or whatever, but it hasn't even been that long because they're younger than you.
So they're wearing like a nice
And the way
suit.
they stand with these, like they're about to launch themselves off
they
on
look
a
far more
snowboard.
responsible as well.
Yeah, they do. And I think women look at them and they think, oh, and they look at me and they think, look at his strange sort of ape-like gait and is sort of, he's squinting a lot and he's got glasses.
Look at his
and he's bald.
rat-like features.
Yeah,
I turn up places and I'm like squinting because I don't get a lot of sunlight and I've got like a video game t-shirt on and like I haven't shaved in a couple of weeks and stuff. And
the mole man, they call it.
Yeah, like I've just scuttled out from my burrow for like 5 minutes for this party as we're like trying to make chat. And they're like, they're all talking about what they do.
I know the feeling.
And they've got all these business talk and stuff and, me
and Tarquin.
What do you do?
We're handling the Reese Mogg account now. Yes. Oh.
Have you met
goodness.
Alphage? Wonderful child. Yes. And then they're like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "YouTube videos, video games." And I'm a stay-at-home dad. And I like Liz Hurley a lot. And I like the Red Rising trilogy.
Have you read it?
Good. And they're just like, okay. Anyway, I was skiing, and insert funny anecdote about skiing. I can't think of one because
they always do. They always do like sort of responsible adult like leisure activities too, right? It's always like a jet ski or like they took the Range Rover out like to skid around in mud banks and shit like that. I'm just like, well,
I took the kids waterboarding or whatever that thing is. What is it? You get a board on water. What's the thing? Windsurfing.
Paddleboarding.
They'd know what it was called. See, I didn't even know what it's called.
Abseiling.
Waterboarding.
That's something a bit different.
That's a torture, isn't it?
Still, I think that's a good father and son activity.
Yeah.
Tarquin, come here. You're going to learn how to waterboard a
brown person. Let's go to Hounslow. There's lots of brown people there, Tarquin. We'll waterboard them.
Yes.
Okay, Peter.
Now, when your trust fund matures, you'll be able to do this all you like. But for now,
it's just a hobby.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was kind of so. That's the thing. I think that's why. Like, if I kind of feel like if I looked like those guys. General women, like your average women that I see day to day, like the mums would think I was one of the hot dads, but instead they shun me. Like on Wednesdays when Mrs. F works from home, we both take the kids into school. All the mums are talking to her like Mrs. F's, she's very bright and bubbly and she's very sweet and she's very smiley and she's always very well turned out. And there's me. I'm wearing a t-shirt today. A very faded white t-shirt with Superman on it, and it says, "Don't worry, I got this." Right? It's just my sloppy around the house t-shirt, old shorts, and flip flops.
That t-shirt.
Yeah,
oh my god!
Exactly. And I'm just walking in there, just giving the kids a kiss. Off you go. Not a word of conversation. No one wants to know. Mrs. F goes in, they're like, "Oh, Maddie, hi, how are you?" Like that. They can't wait to talk to her. Me, there's mums I haven't spoken to in years. So yeah. I'm just not an attractive person to talk to. That's why I stick to the internet.
I think people are attracted to other people who seem to like have it more like sewn up. Like they got together and stuff. They're like responsible and they do good. They do like responsible things and whatever, and like they're clean.
I'm clean. I'm not dirty.
Well, I am too, but I don't look
I'm not
it.
like
That's the thing.
Pigpen from the fucking Peanuts.
No, I mean I look a bit like Pigpen at the best times, but I don't actually smell like how Pigpen probably smells.
Does like your kids reflect on you? Like so for example, if your kids are like, I don't know, like being a mean, like other kids at school, if they're like kind of, if you hear about them doing certain things, does that reflect on their parents? Do you think, their parents must be, assholes because their kid does this and this and this?
To some degree, yeah, you'll get that. Like,
there are definitely some asshole parents at my kid's school. There was one incident that I hesitate to talk about on this podcast, but I will.
Go on.
I will.
Yeah.
My daughter has had a trouble with big problems. She's had a lot of trouble with this other kid at school. They do not get along. This kid it does happen. That's what I said to her. I said, "You're not going to get along with everybody."
I don't get along with certain people, and I'm 33 years old.
Right? That's what I said to her. I said, "You will find in life that there are people you don't get along with. When you're a grown up, they don't do things like deliberately push your pencils off the table or kick you under the desk or stuff. It's just
No.
it's still
Well-
annoying. You just learn to avoid these people, and that's how it is.
No, instead they just like deny your holiday requests.
Right,
and,
yeah, that kind of shit.
you know,
Like it
yeah.
happens. So this kid incidentally broke her leg. She broke her leg, right? So she's got a cast.
Whoa.
And she's on crutches and everything like that.
What, your daughter is?
No. I would have mentioned that. This kid, the kid she has a problem with, okay?
Oh, okay.
So the kid comes out of school the other day and she says something to her mum, and her mum marches up to me and she says, my daughter tells me that your daughter was kicking her in the cast, like in her broken leg. And I turned like horrified to my daughter, and she was like, that's a lie! It's just, I did not do that. And I thought, I can't believe that my daughter would do that. She's not like that. And this other kid suddenly changes her story and says, oh, no, she was poking my elbow, I mean. And I was like, hang on a sec. This kid's clearly trying to get my daughter in trouble, saying that she kicked her in the cast, and I'm waiting for the mum to bollock the kid for giving up this massive lie. And she just says, okay. She looks at me and she goes, so what are we going to do about this? And I said, what do you mean? I said, well, she didn't kick her in the cast. I said, obviously, I know these two kids don't get along. I'm sure it was half of one, six a dozen, six of whatever of another. I'm sure I used the phrase correctly at the time.
I'm
it's a
sure
good
you
one.
did.
And I can't, it was,
It's
they
half of one,
don't
six
get
and six of
along.
another.
Yeah,
But-
it's four of one and 12 of another. Your kid's the 12.
And she's
my
like
kid's
stood there like, what?
yeah, huh? Yeah, you know what I'm saying, love. Anyway, the point is, I said, look, I said to the two kids, I said,
Love.
I know you guys don't get along. You've just
You
got to
didn't call
try
her
and...
love, did you?
No, I didn't. I said,
It's very
you kids
condescending.
just have to stay away from each other. If you don't get along, just don't play together. And that's fine. And we'll talk to the teacher, and maybe, you guys won't sit at the same table. And the mum was like, okay. Like, as if it was my kid, there was a problem. I got home and I told Mrs. F this story. She hit the fucking roof. She was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
The kid, what a disgusting lie to claim that she'd kicked her in the cast when she hadn't, and then to change her story. And did the mum do anything? No.
I mean,
She was like, I'm
yeah.
so glad you're the one that does the school stuff, because she would have had a fucking meltdown. Mrs. F would have gone off the deep end. Right there.
mothers
And I'm
with
like
kids
surrounded
is
by
just,
like
like,
100 other
crazy.
parents and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to be the one losing his shit in the playground. So I was just, I just handled it in a responsible way under the radar.
If it was your little daughter,
Same deal.
I would have considered her to have actually done the kicking in the cast.
No. She's
I
not
reckon
like
the
that.
plot twist is that she actually did kick her
No,
in the
no, she
cast.
didn't.
I've seen her. She's mischievous. She's a
not.
cheeky. She is a very cheeky girl. I reckon she kicked her in the cast.
No!
I would have done.
All right, Lewis, in
wait.
that case, why did the
What?
other kid change her story?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Go on.
maybe she was intimidated into changing the story.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Maybe your little daughter. Maybe your little daughter had given her the eyes.
No,
the
no,
bully
no.
She was
eyes.
giving her the
Because
death
I'll tell you
stare,
what,
like,
this kid's caused problems for other kids. And after
Oh.
hearing this, people overheard this conversation. Other parents said to me,
Oh.
she's been a problem for my kid too. I was like,
Listen.
you know what? No, we came up with a plan. We're gonna waylay her after school one day and kick the shit out of her cast. Just kick that
See?
cast. What?
Here's the thing, right? I think that you both, right? Your kids take after you a lot, right? Like I meet Sips's kids, and I'm like, this kid is a troll. He's learned too many troll things from Sips. And I meet your kids, and I'm like, your kids are cunning. They know how to get back at
Cunning?
people. Yeah, I reckon
not
she's
cunning.
an absolute terror. I reckon she's traumatizing that whole class. She's kicking them all in the cast. She's
No.
lying about it. She's got
No.
them all under her thumb. She's
You're
got a whole
wrong.
little empire there.
Flax,
She's
you cannot ambush a kid and kick. You can't implicate yourself like that. You got to pay somebody to do it.
You're
okay?
right.
And-
Shit. Editors, remove this from the Triforce podcast. I don't want to be implicated, all right? And you guys are accessories now as well.
I know. You gotta pay Randy to do it instead.
Randy.
So Randy, I'm gonna give you 3 weeks worth of apple juice boxes for your lunch.
And you're gonna kick Alphage right in his fucking hockey injury.
right in her leg cast.
Man.
Oh my god. Well, there you go.
That was the angriest podcast we've ever done, I think. That was
I think it
furious.
Yeah,
was.
it also really fucking peaked when we were talking about Red Rising as well. God, there was lots of anger.
We got like a lot of it built up though, because we haven't done a podcast for a couple of
That's
weeks. We got a lot of
true,
anger
that's
built
true,
up. We
yeah.
need to get it out.
It's very
really.
cathartic.
So it's very,
Very
it is.
cathartic.
It was
It's
nice.
very-
Yeah, it felt good. Jeez.
Oh
Now
damn.
I don't have to go strangle a puppy after this. I feel like I don't need to do that now. So
I'm
that's
gonna
at
have
least
to
a good thing.
Google some images of Liz Hurley.
Yeah, I'll do
Okay.
that instead.
Well,
Entertain myself.
everyone will do
Just
what
get
they
on that
need
right
to do.
now.
And cool. I'm going to go and learn how
Holy
to
moly.
fix a hole in the wall. And
Nice.
you guys
talk to the guy at B&Q about it. I'm telling you,
Okay,
you
I'll
won't
pop
regret
down.
it.
I'll pop down. Yeah, nice day.
Damn, Liz Hurley.
All right.
She is beautiful.
We're going to go. Thank you, everyone, for listening this week. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Thank you.
If you're listening, Liz, get in touch. Peace.
Bye.